Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of Diffused, Insights into the Men of doTERRA. It is with great excitement that I'm here today with Justin Miller. Now Justin, how you doing buddy?
Good, good.
Good, great to have you on board.
Thank you.
And I met Justin about, we just talked about 3 years ago in Australia. We're here in Salt Lake City at the moment, but all those years ago, and Justin came across with his beautiful wife Ashley, and they did a training for many people up there in Byron Bay, and it was just inspiring to hear Justin, and he was just so calm and just chilled, as we say in Australia, and he always seems to have that demeanour. He's just really relaxed, and a great leader, blue diamond leader, and a beautiful family man.
Thank you.
And 3 kids, of course, and just an inspiration to many. He has a great following, and so we're really happy to have you on board today. So as always with Diffuse, we're going to ask 10 questions, hopefully get 10 answers, and get some insight into Justin's journey with doTERRA, and his insights are very welcome. Okay.
Thank you.
So the first question today, Justin, what is your probably a very banal question, but what is your favorite essential oil and why?
It changed this week.
I'll
be honest.
Okay.
If you would have asked me on Tuesday, I would have said breathe.
Okay.
I use the most breathe, probably. I like to use it at night when I'm sleeping. It just helps me breathe better. And I get better sleep, but I really like that new oil,
Neroli.
Neroli.
Ah.
Yes, that smells so wonderful.
Happens just a bit of a side. It happens to be our camera person's favorite oil. So
she's smart. But I really like that one, and I'm really excited too that I like the touch line a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they've decided to do jasmine and rose and touch, and but those are 3 great oils.
Cool. Awesome. Good answer. Good way to start. So tell us about your introduction. You've been doing doTERRA for 6 years. So what was your first introduction to the oils?
They showed up one day, a family physician's kit. So the family essentials kit was
They
pretty.
just showed up.
Well,
How did that happen?
we had just moved to San Diego, California, and we had our own business, and so we didn't have insurance. We did, but we didn't.
Okay.
And we'd never been to a class or anything, and then they just showed up one day. And I remember I have this memory of my wife trying to enroll online, which was really painful back in those days.
Still is, I think.
It's getting better though. And they just showed up, and I remember just sort of all of a sudden they were there.
Yeah.
And
Did you
okay.
keep in arm's length? Or
No,
you delved in?
I mean, you said I was chill. I go with
You
the
are, you're
flow,
very
and
chill.
that's what she wanted, and I said that's great. And I didn't have any aversion,
Good.
but I was just sort of
Yeah.
okay, great.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of went from there. Yeah.
Okay.
Now we have all of them. So
You probably do. So tell us, how did you feel when the oil, I mean, you pretty much just answered that. Well, you pretty much ambivalent about it. When the oils first came into your home, the general feeling was like, yeah, okay, let's just go with it.
well, Ashley had used grocery store oils.
Oh.
Bleep that out.
Okay.
She like when she had been pregnant and she'd used it like an orange oil from like just the health food store,
Yeah.
and then when doTERRA came, so it wasn't that I'd never ever seen an oil before,
You had something special.
but I didn't have any education
Yeah.
for sure. And then
Which is part of what doTERRA's all about.
I was open. I was open. I think it was more than ambivalent, but more supportive than ambivalent. But
Of course.
it wasn't like the heavens opened and we had been waiting for this oil manifestation. So.
I love the way this guy puts things. It's great. So what do you enjoy? I mean, you've been, as I said, 6 years now. You've been in this for the long haul. So what do you enjoy about doTERRA as a company? Something that really stands out, makes it different.
Well, on the one hand, because I live here very close to doTERRA, I've had a chance to interact with the executives, probably more than everybody else, or the average of everybody else gets to. And I've appreciated that opportunity. I become friendly with a number of them. I went on a Healing Hands trip and got to know Mark, and I got to know Mark Wolford and Rob Young.
Which trip was that?
That was to Nepal a year ago,
Yeah.
and that was fantastic. If you get a chance to go on a Healing Hands trip, by all means go. So I like knowing them, and I like being able to say confidently, these are great men, and Emily's a great woman, and that they're just phenomenal people. Like, the company's in good hands with some very sharp and straight shooters. The other hand, what I like is the quality of the people that doTERRA attracts. I'm sure you've experienced that too, and you know, we'll come to different events and we'll get sitting to socialize, and it becomes about what book are you reading, and how are you becoming a better person, and what should I read next, and there's just this desire to be solid citizens and good people. So I love that. And then, you know, finally, I'll say this is, I like that doTERRA helps people change for the better. And I like, my favorite of the stories of this is what doTERRA did for me. And, you know, we had a gal on our team who was humble circumstances, and it's really been a life-changing thing for her. And I love her stories of family improvement because of doTERRA. So things like that really get to me.
Absolutely, and it sounds simple enough, but to achieve that in a company is just so rare and special, and something to be really very proud of.
They've built something significant that I think we're starting to realize.
Well said, Justin. So I guess that leads me to the next question: what makes doTERRA different? And I hear people saying this week we're here at convention in Utah. Global convention, and a lot of people here, and of course a lot of energy, a lot of passion, and people are talking about the fact that this is not really a company so much as a mission. And would you agree with that?
Yes. I think with the internet and everything, the globe is shrinking, and we're becoming more of an international world culture, and then just a kind of a geo-local culture. And I think they've done a very great job of connecting various people, and you know, the mission of changing the world is actually pretty legitimate. And with the co-impact sourcing, we're helping poorer nations by sourcing their products and providing them opportunities. You know,
and it is
path forward, and then with the people, we're changing health and financial wellness, and
disrupting.
We're disrupting all kinds of things.
And it's I think people don't realize it's hard to articulate that to the general public unless you get a taste of doTERRA and what they're really doing from the inside out. But it's taking not so long as we thought.
No, it's going quickly, isn't it?
So this is a really important question in terms of what this Diffused series is all about. So what do you say to men who aren't convinced about doTERRA and making this their journey? And of course, this applies to men perhaps who are on the edge with their wives or their partners doing it. And for me, I personally have been there, and my wife started our business. And what do you say to men who are sort of looking from the outside in, unsure of things?
Don't resist.
Don't resist.
Don't resist. You know, when we started the oils, I mentioned we had another business. We were self-employed, and I think because I was entrepreneurial already, it was easy to make the jump. But one day I realized that our business was growing well, but our doTERRA business was growing extremely well. And the reason I wanted to be in business were actually more obvious results of a doTERRA business than a real estate business. And so I just jumped right in, and because I had this business I could sell, I was able to do it when it was gold. A lot of guys jump in later, like mature platinum or diamond. But don't resist, and I think there's some challenges for the guys, right? I mean, I think for a lot of men, they have this identity of being the family provider, and so to join the wife in the business or the partner in the business is a little bit of trading in their identity, and that's a little scary. And then I think also they think, well, I'm just going to retire. And they think retire like sit on the couch or go play in the mountains or mountain bike or surf or whatever it is they do, their hobby. And the wife thinks, no, you're going to come home and be my assistant. And there's this period of growth as a couple that is a little bit challenging and scary. But
everyone needs purpose, don't they? It's very true for me.
But the other side is we've realized that I have gifts that complement her gifts and vice versa, and there is a place for guys But I think even more than just the business, it's the oils. And I think a lot of guys are like, and I'd say a lot of men probably feel really healthy. They probably exercise regularly or somewhat, and they feel like I don't have a lot of health issues, but I'll tell you what, the allergy support's been huge, the sleep support's been huge, and there is something for everybody to realize, even just stress, you know, a good old bottle of balance. And so don't resist, just jump in, try the product, see what works for you, find your favorite, play with the oils, and then when you get there, you get there.
Yeah.
You know?
Well said. Well said.
Thank you.
Beautiful. So a bit of a change of gear. So something that's also very important to this is men's health. So how do you see men's health at the moment? You might have a personal story to share with us, but obviously we just touched on the fact that the oils are profoundly important for men's health and obviously emotional health and physical health. So any thoughts on that?
The story that comes to mind actually is a grandmother on my team told me. She went to a class and she was invited, but she kept hearing the class thinking, oh, well, that would be great for my grandkid, or that would be great for my son, or that would be great for my daughter. And it took her like ordering oils for everybody else to realize, no, these are great for me. I need this. And you mentioned emotional health. I think many men are feeling the pressure of being the dad or the husband or the going to work every day. They're dealing with stress, they're in traffic, they're commuting. Like, I think the emotional health is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And
totally. Yeah.
like I said, I think a lot of guys that are my age, I'm 42. I think a lot of 40-year-old guys would say, you know what, I'm fairly active and I'm fairly healthy, and you know, the wheels haven't started falling off yet. I got a little ache and pain here or there, but
we do tend to generalize that, don't we? We've definitely put things on the back foot until it really becomes chronic even for some men. So,
but
we've got to address these things sooner, don't we?
And we've just been at the global convention. I think some of the messages are, let's be proactive in our wellness, and then we won't have to worry about the wheels falling off. You know, the lifelong vitality and managing stress and sleep. Like, if we can do those things, then we're gonna have great health. And I think a lot of guys can benefit from that.
Oh, everyone. Yeah. So, Justin, what do you see? And look, I've had a lot of interesting responses to this. What do you see as the future of essential oils in the world? It's pretty exciting, isn't it?
I don't know if I should tell you online video, but it occurred to me some time ago that Emily doesn't want to be the leader, and she wants to annihilate the competition. She wants to. But anyway, that's just my personal opinion.
Well, it's all going on in every home, so
I just said that on video. But I think that, you know, one of the things that doTERRA is different is that they've made oils mainstream, especially here in the United States. They've, you know, we call it the hippie population, or the granolas, or the whatever you know. And we love those people, so I'm not making a statement there, but it's really taken it from people who were into alternative modalities into like something for everybody.
Yeah.
And I think it'll continue to be something for everybody.
Absolutely.
And I think oils are becoming much more recognized in everywhere.
Yeah.
And,
well, the news coming out this week is incredible. These
Yeah.
clinics all over America, and oh man.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, that's for another series. So I know you'll have a good answer for this one. Tell us, Justin, maybe something recently, the time where you've shared essential oils with someone, and it's been quite an interesting moment that you can recall. I know you probably travel a bit, and you probably come across a lot of people on your travels.
yeah, we do.
Anything stand out?
You know what's funny is we live 5 minutes from doTERRA, and everybody wants to know, like, doesn't everybody in Utah know doTERRA and have doTERRA? And they're always surprised when I say, look, I live 5 minutes from there, and I've got people in my own neighborhood that have never heard of doTERRA.
Incredible. They probably
And
drive
we're
past
right
you
here.
every day.
They probably do, in fact they do, because that's the closest freeway exit if you're headed one direction. So,
very focused drivers. They're not looking sideways.
exactly. We gotta watch the bumper in front of you, right?
Yeah.
But we do share oils with people all the time that they've never tried it, or they didn't know there was a solution. And
which is exciting, which keeps driving. Hey.
yeah. You know, people turn to doTERRA when they've tried everything else, and so we find those people.
Yeah.
We
Awesome.
we share with them.
Our last question. I know you and Ashley would share the business as a whole, but you might have specific roles that you have as opposed to Ashley. So can you share that with us? What, in a nutshell?
My role
Your strengths?
is, I tend to fall into the strategy category a little bit. I do some of the backside stuff, like I'm watching the Power of Three in our business. Right now I'm working on some training courses for our team so they can better sell.
Okay.
I will do the accounting and like all that other non-glamorous stuff. She's definitely the beautiful one in our relationship, so she gets to be the face of our business.
Oh, come on.
The women that we have have a thing for Ashley. They love her, so
Yeah.
so
Of course.
I don't know. I don't end up being out in front as much as she does, but
You're the numbers guy.
yeah. And I
Yeah.
think, but I talked about this a minute ago. I really do think that in every guy needs to find his role in his business and know where he can be effective, and that's going to look different. If you asked 100 men, well, you probably have. If you've asked 100 men this question, you get 100 different answers, don't you?
You do.
And I remember hearing Justin Lee at a training once say, I realized I needed to be an expert in the business, and I tried to become an expert in every area.
Yeah.
And I think he has, and he's a great role model, if you know Justin. And,
Absolutely.
so I think that the bigger part of that is find your own role and make it work for you and your own business.
I know you guys make a great partnership, so absolutely inspiring.
We're definitely always improving in this category, definitely. And I think this is one of the harder parts of the doTERRA business for couples.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
But it's worth figuring out. It's definitely worth figuring out.
Me too. I totally agree. So look, we have a viewer question to finish off. We have a huge viewer base. It's incredible. It's just, can't even count. People watch this thing.
Yeah.
But we've got Erica from Idaho. She's written in, and she's asked very specifically. We know you love the oils, Justin, but what is this oil that keeps you so relaxed 24/7 and just so in control? What is the secret? What is the secret, Mr. Chilled?
The secret, probably lifelong vitality.
Lifelong vitality.
Yeah. That's not an oil, but lifelong vitality
No.
is probably the secret to being even keeled.
Yeah. Do you get along better with Ashley with lifelong vitality? Because I get along better with Jody.
I'm sure I do.
Yeah.
You don't have to ask her that, but
Yeah.
I think if I'm using anything oil-wise or doTERRA-wise, I'm getting along better with her. I'm pretty easy to get along with, I hope,
I can
most
imagine.
of the time.
I can imagine.
But yeah, when I'm having a moment, oils definitely make a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, thank you for that, for
Thank
your
you.
honesty.
Sure.
Look, on behalf of everyone watching, thank you to Justin, a guy that truly embodies an amazing doTERRA leader and someone who's got it together on many levels. And so we thank you for your time and your insight, and I hope you enjoyed that one. So until next time, everybody, thanks, Justin.
Thank you.
Legend.
I appreciate being here.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Cheers for now.
Bye.